So a note on restaurant dining. I've eaten in the traditional Albanian restaurant in Tirana. It was like traditional. And then a more modern restaurant, two more modern restaurants that, had foreigners, but one of them, foreigners, was not probably very much of their clientele, but enough. And then here in the tourist Riviera of Durres. And that dog belongs to somebody. They do not come back to the table after they deliver your food. So if you have an issue with your dish for whatever reason, or if you need something else, anything at all, you're going to need to get their attention, because it's not like in the USA where after you're served they come back and ask if everything's okay once or twice. Your food is just put down. And then in the traditional place that I went to in Tirana, the first one, turnover was very quick in there, but it was the lunch hour, and when you finished, you would just go up to the counter and pay for your food and then leave, and people were clocking through there pretty quickly. Other places I've been, it's much more luxurious, and just like if you're ready to leave, you're gonna need to like ask for your bill, because they're not in any hurry to push you out. And here he is, so I'm going to get my bill from him. So this is the ladies' room at the Olivia, where I just had my brunch breakfast. See how big this sink is? That's how big the one in my hotel room is, and there's like literally, the toilet starts like right here. There's like no room to stand, but they have these funny little, I don't know why they're designed like that, but the toilet seats always look like they're too small for the toilet, but it's the bathroom. And there's an interesting take on the toilet paper dispenser. And then it seems pretty common to have sinks outside, which was something they did in Indonesia. I like that, well, at least in Bali. So if you were going to a restaurant, you could just come up and wash your hands without having to go into the toilet room. And then this is the interior of the restaurant I just ate at. And that's my waiter. Some roll of alcohol here. Huh. So it's quite lovely in here. A lot of the waterfront restaurants are like this, and the prices aren't horrible, Like my little donut thing, and my drink is probably going to be about $7. So I just came out of right there. Olivia is right down there on the beach. And there's actually a gate back here that says Florida. On the map, it looks like you can walk right through, but you can't. But this is really cool. This looks like a pretty old building. It looks like all these would be like market stalls that open. Like they did that on the beachfront. Last night I kept going farther than I had before, and what was just kind of like this during the day, at night was just like all kind of shops, jewelry, clothes, all kind of stuff. But this building looks like it might be pretty old. I think the city officially began like in 1640 or something. I don't know if you can see that. It's really hard to see this screen in the daytime, but yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. There are just little markets everywhere. Hoping to get into Durres proper today. My phone battery's almost dead, so I'm going to catch the bus back up to the hotel and charge the phone for a bit. And then head back out. My Achilles tendons are feeling it. Bottom of my feet are feeling it. I sure the hell had no idea that I was going to immediately fall in love with Tirana and not be able to moderate my stupid self walking around there, because I'm really feeling the effects of those 7 miles 2 days in a row. So mostly busing today. This looks like a good place. Now, if this wasn't so far from where I'm staying, but here we go. That Thijera looks good right here. So this is the kind of stuff I want to be eating. I don't want spaghetti or pizza. Yeah, that looks good. That is this place here, and this is again at the far end of the strip that I'm staying on. Oh, they have more salads, broccoli. There we go. Make it a little brighter. Nope, that didn't work. Liter of wine for €6. Yeah, I think this is pretty much the other food. That's good. Yeah. And right next door to it. Look at that. I love this place. And a Bayrick store. That looks good. Looks very similar to the one I had yesterday. A couple of feet down the sidewalk. And here we have, it looks like a pretty darn good sized store there. Oh, and some clothes. A lot of clothes. A lot of clothes. Looks like blankets, maybe. Storefront available. Skodra. I think you pronounce it Skodra. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's just non-stop. 60, 70, 80, 120 for the white peppers. That's what I had stuffed at that Albanian restaurant. $1.50 for the green squash. Not $1.50, 150 lek. Garlic, lemons, $1 per kilo for the apples over there. $1.20 for the kilo. Peaches and nectarines look like they're 180 lek, so about $2 a kilo. Those plums here are 150. I paid $2.50 for them in Tirana. Grapes, 160 lek, 180 lek. So, yeah. And then a car rental for the insane. And, what is that? Looks like, I don't think that's Barek. It's something else. I forget the name of it. And there's a fast food place. I had 2 souflaks yesterday. The first one was really good. The second was okay. And then this Todos is everywhere. Unless, no, I don't know. That stew looks good though. Oh, and the stuffed eggplant. Yeah, see, there's more of this kind of stuff Seems like down here than there is up by where I'm at. And here I am on the main street, which should have the bus stop on it. Car wash. Okay, there's this bus stop on this side. There's the one on the other side. Okay. Cool. Headed for that. And the view just as I cross the street. Hills up there. And then the Adriatic is back behind those buildings. Three little streets back. And I mean little. Another note on riding the bus here. It is 40 cents per leg. So if you're going on a bus and it goes to downtown, once it passes through downtown, it's probably going to turn around and come back on the same route. That's the one experience I have so far. And so you pay 40 lek each leg. And they will make change. In fact, the guy next to me paid with 500 lek for a 40 lek fare, and the guy gave him change. So better to have exact change, but I'm finding it hard to keep a hold of little coins. So yeah, there's that. I don't think I've covered the elevator. Oh, it's mad at me. There we go. So it has all these buttons, but on your key you have this tag, and you just tap it to that, and it knows your floor. And I guess you can't get off at any other floor. I don't know. Just tried floor 4. I've never tried that before, but it's got a 350 kilogram weight limit on it. Maximum people 4. They're talking about Albanian people. I think maybe 2, possibly 3 Americans in here. So no, you can't get out on a floor that's not your own. Okay, oh, that lady was on the bus with me earlier today. She's standing right next to me. So my hotel is right down that alley there behind that bus stop. And I was going to walk down this little alley, but I'm afraid she's going to think I'm following her or something now. But I wanted to walk. It's a nice little balcony. So I wanted to walk down through here and just kind of see like what it's like off the main strip and the sea wall. So I'm just going to carry this down a little bit so I don't look like a goober. Man, the sky is so pretty. It's actually not quite as humid as it was yesterday. It's about 2 in the afternoon now. That looks like a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, maybe. I don't know. Not the world's greatest view, but somebody's got some vines over there. Ah, market neat. I don't know how well that's going. It's hard to see the actual screen of the camera in the bright light. I'm gonna wait to go on meat markets and stuff until I get the velour. Okay, and so this is a very residential street here. I believe there's a lot more very small apartment buildings and perhaps single family homes here than Vlora. I could be wrong. But I think the single family ones in Vlora are kind of out of town enough that getting into town without paying cab fares every damn time you want to go somewhere or something